Where's your mustache?
Can't fool with y'all, man.
Got the drill face.
My man got the Lieutenant Dan.
Yup. They do to you.
Got that every other weekend face right there. So you about to try to get your kids back in court with that face right?
Get it out now, fellas. Get it out. Damn.
Oh, it made my back hurt.
My man said he wanted to bring some color to the
Molly Mall tap out.
He ain't tapping. I'm tapping. My back.
I mean, Ron.
Ron tapped out. Oh man. Nah, man. It's good. It's good seeing y'all, man. Another week.
Definitely
another pod.
Week, another pod.
Let's get it.
What we talking about tonight?
All right, what we talking about tonight, man? First, we got to do, the normal. Thank y'all for coming out to another podcast of Unbiased Sports Talk. Hit the likes, subscribe. We got our fellas, our normal lineup. We got the Marty Mar, Ron, E, and Lito, myself. Today's topic. So we just had the NBA do the top 75 players list, and then we came out with a top 10. My editor's so good, you guys should be able to see that it's on the screen right now. The top 10 is viewing on the screen. You should be able to see it. Okay. So how do you guys feel about the top 10 list that was put out for the top 75 players? How do you feel about the list? Who do you feel should be moved or adjusted on that list?
I just want to say this. I chose violence today.
Okay. Somebody needs a sofa and talk to somebody today. Okay. You need a hug?
We can start with LeBron. We can back his bitch ass up.
Oh, you sound like you need to go first, my brother.
Before you do that, you talking about top 10 or just overall 75?
So first, give me your thoughts on the overall 75, then give me your thoughts on the top 10. Who do you feel should have been on that 75 list? Who do you feel should not be on that 75 list? And the same, who should be on the top 10, who should not be on the top 10? Ron, muted.
As far as guards, I don't think Dame is ready for the 75 list. They left out Tony Parker. Man's a 4-time champion, finals MVP. Dame has clutch moments in the playoffs, and that's it.
Okay.
They left out Clay.
And they put Clay. Clay still has the record for most points in a quarter. I'm just saying, like, Clay is a dominant presence at the 2. Like, the scouting report includes him. Granted, like, I'm not saying the scouting report does not include, both Russ and Dame, but here we go. Like I said, you got somebody who's a 4-time champion and a finals MVP who's left off the list. You can't really argue stuff like that when you got guys who are great at their position, but they just have individual accolades, not really like NBA accolades.
Okay. Someone else go.
I know they talked about, I know a lot of people talked about Dwight Howard being snubbed. And I can definitely see that, seeing what he did in his prime, defensive player and still an offensive player as well. I mean, people forget he averaged like 20-some points in his prime in those Orlando teams. So to have somebody like Dame and even Anthony Davis as well above someone like that, I was like, I don't know. I don't even know how they came up with that list, but okay. But I'll throw somebody out there I know that has probably have thought about or mentioned Vince Carter. I mean, one of the top dunkers of all time.
Wait, hold on. They left that man out.
Yeah. He ain't on the list. I would have definitely considered him over Dame and possibly Anthony Davis as well, being snubbed off the list with the longevity of his career and what he was able to do. Again, he didn't win any chips, but definitely had a all-star career.
He was dunking at 40 in the league.
So that's one of those people under the radar that I haven't heard too much talk about, but I would definitely consider be on top 75.
I would honestly say that I'm not going to be biased at all. I'm trying my best not to be biased. Dame is my boy. And accolades, I can understand someone saying accolades is a reason why maybe somebody else should be on that list, maybe over a Tony Parker. Or, Tony Parker might have more accolades. But me personally, you're talking about top 75. Are you taking Tony Parker over Dame?
You could tell the story of basketball at this moment without Dame, but not without Tony Parker. Because he's dominated. I'm just saying, Dame has moments, but I'm saying as far as when they talk about championships at this moment, that's what everybody keeps referring to. That's in the grand scheme.
So
they talk about championships and they talk about MVPs.
So I'm gonna ask you again.
What's up?
You put both of them dudes right now on the floor. Who you want, Dame or Tony Parker?
I personally would want Dame because of what he can do. No.
I want to stay there. I'm with you. I'm with you. This is your time to talk. This is your time to talk.
Okay.
I'm going to let you talk. But I got to ask you one more question.
Who don't lead my team? I want Tony Parker to lead my team because he can lead teams.
What?
Okay, so if you give Dame Tim Duncan.
If you give Dame Tim Duncan, we'll see.
It'd be a different story.
It would.
If you gave Dame a Ginobili, it'd be a different story. I'm going to ask you this right now. You take away all the other players. You just said your preference would be taking Dame. So your preference is you think Dame is a better player. Why is Tony Parker deserve to be on the list if you don't think Tony Parker is a better player?
Dame has overall more skills.
So he's a better player.
Not necessarily.
Boring skills.
He has better attributes. He's more high flying. He's more flash. He's higher scoring. Tony Parker gets the job done.
Oh, he just gets the job done. So you know what? I get my job done because I hire certain people that help me. And I can't do my job without a great team. So getting the job done plays a factor in your team. But we're going to sit here and say that Tony Parker is better than Dame. Now, I can understand I can understand the Dwight Howard thing and the Anthony Davis. But you said Tony Parker.
The list is not about, from what I'm seeing, it's not about who's better. Because there's better players left off the list.
Who?
It comes down to, we talked about Clay. We just talked about Dwight Howard.
Is Clay better than who? Who should be off for Clay?
In this moment,
Clay better than Dame.
Is Clay better than Dame?
Clay
better than Dame. Is that
Clay better than Clay? Clay is not better than Dame. I don't care what facial expressions y'all make on this screen right now. Clay is not better than Dame. I will mute all of y'all.
I'm not gonna say Clay is better than Dame. I don't think Clay can hold a team by himself like Dame like Dame has done. Because he can't dribble. You're not better than Dame.
He doesn't need to dribble.
When you have Steph, you don't.
I can't wait for this.
Look,
man, you don't
need to dribble when you can score.
Ain't no waiting.
End of your business. If you got to jump in, jump in.
Me personally, I understand where you're coming from, and you're saying that certain people should be on the list based on attributes. But it said top 75 players, not top 75 attributes. And you just said that you would take one dude over him. But then when it comes to this list, you putting this dude over him because of some team awards. Did it say the top 5 team players? Or did it say the top 5 players? And I'm only going on what you said because you said you picked Dame. Now to E.
You asked about
my team, not my list. I thought I must have forgot. Vince Carter.
Go ahead.
He's a great dunker. That means you should be on the top 75 list because you're a great dunker.
No, he was a good player. You saying he's not a great player?
Yeah, top 75 should be a great player. So
yeah.
Now,
I'll say
him and Dame are good players. They're not. Dame is borderline good, could be great. But have you ever seen Vince carry a team like Dame?
Carry Toronto.
To where? Did he carry him to a conference championship?
The same place Dame carried his team to.
A conference championship? How many times? How many times did he carry a team with how many players you did not know on the team?
Has he had a chance to? They dismantle the teams every time he gets a chance to get hot.
My heart.
Excuses, man. That's not
My
like
heart.
that is so not like you, man.
It's not like me. All right.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in? Because let's be real.
Always jump
Dame
in.
Dame right up there with T-Mac. I'm talking about Orlando T-Mac too. He up there.
Dame has sent some good teams home, bro. In the playoffs.
I'm talking
T-Mac on
about
T-Mac on the list. Was he on there?
Now, I might say T-Mac should be over Dame. And I would put Mac over Dame.
that's a good debate.
Yeah, I would definitely put T-Mac over Dame.
Parker. I ain't putting Tony Parker over T-Mac.
No, I'm not putting.
But are you putting T-Mac as a guard or a forward?
As T-Mac.
As a T-Mac.
Yeah, I'm putting
It's just players. That's all.
Yeah, it's just players. Because I can't wait till we start talking about this top 10 because we're about to break this whole down.
Was Ben Wallace left off the list?
Yes,
defensive player of the year.
Not
and
top
he should. He should
in the Palace.
Oh, here go one for y'all to consider. Again, y'all probably won't agree, but it's consideration.
Okay, we'll take consideration.
Forget about Alonzo Mourning. He was similar to Dwight Howard. Again, I'm just saying, similar to Dwight Howard and defensive player. Still, actually, he led the team in scoring on his earlier years. So he did score. Wasn't like he didn't score. Just saying. Think about it.
No, I'm not thinking about it.
So I think
he was a key defensive player doing that Shaq and Dwayne Wade run as well. Don't forget about that. He was second behind Shaq.
That's not a bad argument, right?
Would you say Chris Bosh is left off the list?
Well deserved.
Bosh left off the list?
Yeah.
Well deserved. He should be off the list.
All right.
So why should Anthony Davis be on the list over those three dudes? Over Dwight?
That's a good point. I don't think he should be on the list. I don't think he should be on the list.
You got no arguments here.
Get that frail bony boy off.
Dwight Howard definitely should be on the list over him.
Yeah, Dwight Howard should definitely be on the list.
Dwight Howard carried a team to a championship. Dwight Howard was the defensive player of the year. Dwight Howard was the man before he hurt his back, had a resurgence. And Dwight Howard's prime, he was more dominant than AD.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He was feared.
No, nobody feared AD.
They fear him getting injured.
Besides the bench.
They fear he's going to be in them street clothes. Oh,
is
man.
Pau Gasol worthy of being on the list?
Ooh,
it's 75. It's hard. It's
a hard to shuffle. Yeah.
If it was 100, we wouldn't even be complaining about these names right now.
Can I explain why this is hard, real quick? Because if you go through he came ready for violence. All right, so think about this, right? When they're saying like the NBA 75, think about like teams of the 2000s, the 90s, 80s, and think about each of those teams' lead horsemen. Like guys like Clyde Drexler. We could all name like the lead horseman, right? Where does Paul and a lot of these other guys fit into that equation? Because like player wise, I don't have Tony Parker over Chauncey Billups.
I don't have Tony Parker over a lot of guys. Now, don't get it twisted. Tony Parker was a great complimentary player to Tim Duncan. And
I'm mentioning someone who was the lead horseman for the Pistons at that time.
That team
was more solid than anything. It wasn't no individuals. Yeah,
because Rip Hamilton, I think, was the leading scorer for that team. Right.
Everybody played their role.
And that was a well balanced team.
Yeah, Tayshaun Prince locking
he
down.
He was just a big shot maker.
Hey, truth be told, if Brandon Roy didn't get hurt, we would be talking about Brandon Roy.
Okay, Ron.
More than likely, because they probably wouldn't have got Dame at that position.
A little bit.
That's hypothetical.
What you say? Don't be mumbling. What'd you say?
My mic is clear. You're fishing a little bit over here,
That's
brother.
a bit of a stretch. We don't know.
Yeah.
He was headed in that direction.
Brandon Roy put on a hell of a show.
I mean, we can say the same thing about Penny. If Penny didn't get hurt, he'd be in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But
Very
it comes
true.
down to like, it's different things at different eras.
Yeah. All I know is AD need to be off that list. Period.
It's like you get a ring and you get a little bump, you know, you get a little push ahead of some guys. I don't think T-Mac should not be on that list. Me personally, if you think about eras and you think about were you the best at your position or were you the best or top 5 in that time? When I think about T-Mac, I think about Kobe. I started off liking both. My brother used to argue T-Mac against me, and I took a stance. If you argue against somebody so long, you almost end up taking a stance. But I'm taking a stance arguing about who probably is the best dude in the league when it comes to the guards. Is it T-Mac or is it Kobe? Is it T-Mac or is it Kobe? How you almost arguably the best at that time, but you're not even on the top 75. I can name 5 point guards probably better than Dame, or you would have probably said it was better than Dame 3 years ago. But T-Mac, you couldn't name 3 small forwards or shooting guards better than him. And even the one you're going to put above him, it's an argument. And I'm a Kobe fan. So T-Mac should be on that list. Glad to see Dominique on that list. That was well deserved.
Does Rick Barry need to be on that list?
See, some of these people are stuck in their ways and they like to keep some people on lists that I think that maybe should be bumped off of lists. But when maybe they hold on to this nostalgia of them being like the first that did it, or they was the first one that hit, the leading scorer. So you hold on because there's some players on a lot of these top 10 lists. Come on, man. Like if you look at the NFL top 10 list and you see a quarterback that didn't even have a passing game in 2060, and you saying he's still a top 10 quarterback, but they only threw the ball 5 times a game. Come on, man. Barry, can you transcend in any era?
Some people can and can't.
Yeah. So I'm gonna also think about those things. I'm not gonna think about the accolades that a team gonna bring you. I'm gonna think about if you get an all defense, if you're all offense, if you're a defensive player of the year, if you're a scoring champ, if you didn't carry the team with no help. These things they all play in a factor. So Clay been going for a ride with 2 other stars and 3 other stars. I'd never seen Clay carry a team, and a dude who can't dribble cannot be considered better than other dudes who can.
I mean, some guys on this list dribble like this.
Back to my point.
Not about dribbling.
But those dudes were shooting like 80% from the field.
So they were top at the time.
Everything was cash. So yeah,
because this was a continuation from the NBA 50, right? Yeah. So I mean, some of these dudes been on there, so they're gonna stay there.
It is. They're stayed on there for nostalgia reasons, out of honor and respect. That's about it. Because the game's evolved.
We also don't understand the era of a Brent Barry because we didn't watch him. Right. So I'm not going to give too much of an opinion about somebody. I can't really say, I don't know his impact on the game at that time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to knock that dude.
Yeah, because if that was the case, then we would always be bumping off old players off the list and just putting new players because you evolve and you get better and you have better technique and skills because you have more time to practice and learn the game than these guys did at the very beginning when they first started playing basketball. So, and with any sport.
All right, fellas, we're gonna move along real quick. We're gonna
get that top 10.
We're gonna go into a little rapid mode. We're gonna focus and narrow this down to the top 10. We obviously had some problems with the top 75. So let's talk about this top 10 list. You guys need to make yourself familiar with this top 10 list. I need to know who should not be on this top 10 list and who needs to be moved up or moved down.
Get Oscar off. So I'll be right back, though.
Oh, this man.
To be honest, the top 10 list is a solid list. I would move people around, but it's hard because the intangibles of everybody is very difficult to measure. Because if you look at anything Wilt Chamberlain ever did, and as well as outside of basketball, the man was a freak of nature. Man, 7 foot is a high jump champion. Could run a 4.40. Like it made no sense what he could really do. Like if he did not just leave early, the man averaged 50 in a season. Could he do that now? Yeah. Like the man is a solid individual. Not many guys at 7 foot are dominating like that. Some guys are just really tall, and like you can watch the guy from Purdue right now. Little guys are scoring on him. That won't happen with Wilt, but then like it's hard because then you think of guys who have accolades that'll never be beaten, like Bill Russell, 20,000 rebounds. Who's gonna touch that? Even on his best night, he had to go against the best. Him and Wilt was going back and forth. The points record versus the rebound record happened in the same night.
I love Russell. I love Wilt. But they should start getting bumped down a little bit. They only played 4 teams. And they were the two best dudes at the time.
Yeah, and then the Celtics were stacked.
That says a lot that Wilt, they were stacked. But the most dominant player only got like 1 ring at that time.
2.
Yeah, but he had to go against a stacked team.
And not to mention how many Hall of Famers he had on that Celtics team.
Yeah, they had it was a loaded team, and they actually were going to keep getting loaded.
Were they loaded before Russell got there, or was they loaded when he got there?
When he got there, they're like
they became Hall of Famers. They wasn't like
they became Hall of Famers.
It wasn't just like a squad of Hall of Famers, and he jumped on that team.
It's a dynasty.
Yeah,
they became a dynasty.
Yeah, so they became Hall of Famers. I get it
together. Yeah.
But I think players need to start being moved down a little bit, moved around a little bit.
So, I mean, if you're going to move them down, you're going to have to move down Larry Legend. You're going to have to move down Magic Johnson.
I have.
It's like I said, when you talk about like coming out to skill and overall dominance, it's hard to dismiss Larry. I would move KD up just because of his progression and how unguardable he's becoming more and more. And more skilled when he's not hurt, like best scorer in the league. Like I said, LeBron finds more ways to score because he's consistently scoring all the time. Like he's scoring champ. Like I said, like we could, because LeBron, he's developed his 3 more over time. He's still working on his free throw, but we can be mad at LeBron
on the court. So it's kind of hard to say he's a better scorer. Or he's.
Thing is, all right, more talented scorer will be.
Marlon has sold too many houses. He's stressed out.
Yeah, he's maxed out.
You can't say he's not a great scorer if he's the top on the list.
If you pass stats, I can.
Yeah, you pass stats, but you still got to make the book. You still got to make the basket.
If you're hogging the ball, you're the main ball contributor, controller.
And exactly.
It's not hard to be the main scorer.
Plenty of guys have held the ball long as him. But he's held the ball more in the playoffs. And like I said, I'm not a LeBron fan, but I'm just saying the man scores the ball.
Okay.
I can't argue the fact that even if he's padding stats, he's climbed the list. It's like watching Emmitt Smith get the rushing record.
Karl Malone is like top 3 and top 4 in scoring, but couldn't dribble, couldn't really create his own shot. And he was enabled by another player who got him in the best position. Do you think Karl Malone, because he's a top 3, is a great scorer or a better scorer than another player who's maybe top 10?
Inside 7 feet, he's undefeated.
Man scored. He definitely has lost in some playoffs games and some championship games.
I'm talking about as far as scoring. Like he scores the ball within 7 feet. within 7 feet of the basket, who's really stopping him?
So we're gonna say Wilt and Russell obviously in the top 10. We obviously somebody said that the first person I heard should be ejected out the top 10. I heard was Oscar Robertson. Do we have a vote that maybe Oscar is the first one that we will probably vote off the top 10? Because I think he would be my first one.
Yeah, because he's there more off the nostalgia of having the first average of a triple-double.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a real big heartburn with the list. Like I said, if you want to move somebody, for me it would be Oscar, and then you're looking at, like I said, Shaq or KD that you're moving into that number 10, number 9 spot, where however you want to rank them.
KD.
First Shaq should be on the list, and he needs to be even higher than just sliding into the 10th spot.
So that's what I said. It depends on how you want to rank him out, but I'm just saying he's on the list. Moving out Oscar.
Do we all agree on the number 1?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
You said no E.
So we're
gonna try to move on. We all agree number 1 is Mike.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets tricky. Who's number 2? Somebody speak. Somebody say it. Do something. Don't be nervous. You wouldn't stay that long in the barbershop.
Like I said, because of the
I gotta go
narrative is going to
Kareem.
be painted. Yeah, because of the narrative is going to be
I'm gonna
LeBron
go
number
Kareem.
2.
I'm
It's
gonna
going
go
to be
Kareem.
like at the end of the day, it's going to be LeBron number 2. He gets the
That's
most
how-
comparables.
That's how you want to keep on drawing this out for the people. That's the people like you. That's the problem.
It's supposed
We're
to be
trying
unbiased.
to do a 30-minute podcast. You can put LeBron at number 2 to start this problem and make us talk more.
Because here's what I can say about
Because
this
he's not
top
better
10.
than Jordan.
Here's what I can say about
Is he
this top
really
10.
so?
You mean?
Is he really
Hold
better
on.
than Kobe?
Hold Joe. Here's what I can say about this top 10 because of LeBron. Out of the top 10, he practically bought all his championships. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. We won't put that on
He
ESPN.
did. Thing is, you got to think about it. His years as a Laker. First year, they missed the playoffs. Second year, the
And
bubble
you
ring.
lost to Dirk.
You got dogged by Jason Terry.
That left hand was undeniable for Dirk, though.
No. That's like Jordan losing to
Glenn Rice. It's not happening.
Don't do Dirk like that.
Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan, bro, and that was not cool.
He's a franchise leading scorer. Glenn Rice ain't no franchise leading scorer.
Well, Houston, for the Hornets, maybe.
The Hornets.
You punching low.
But hold. I thought we talking about who y'all who you taking off, who you bringing into the top 10.
Shaq needs to be in. Oscar's out. Now it sounds like we just organizing the top 10.
Right. I ain't hear what Ron was gonna say.
It's hard between Shaq and KD. That's real hard. I think because honestly, since this is unbiased, we have a lot of memories of KD because he's still playing, so he's still putting on a performance versus where, with Shaq, you kind of have to track back. So unbiasedness, I would throw Shaq in there. I'll throw Shaq in there over KD.
What years is Shaq though? Because Shaq has always been dominant.
But no, I don't think it's about years. I think about years.
I'm just saying
career.
Right.
I'm saying career. All right. I'm saying
if you're talking about dominance,
it
might not be. At one point, he was the most dominant thing. If it's about dominance, then
he had a 5-year period. He was the most dominant thing. Yeah, we had that 5-year period where he was the most dominant center.
All right, let's move.
I have a question.
Let's move through this. Is Bird over Kobe?
No.
Okay. Is Bird over Shaq?
No.
I'm a diehard Bird fan. Don't get this twisted. Like Bird is a dog.
But Bird's top 10, but he's not over Shaq and Kobe.
Okay. Where is Magic over Shaq and Kobe?
Oh shit. Damn.
Magic say Kobe better than him, but we gonna move on to what y'all say.
I got
I would say right at the end. So it goes Shaq, Kobe, Bird. But like I said, I mean Magic. Because Magic 9 finals, that's hard. 5 and 9 in the finals.
Lakers, I got
Showtime
Kareem,
Lakers.
Kobe, Magic, Shaq.
Kareem, Kobe, Magic, Shaq, right?
Yeah, that's how I got it for Lakers.
Okay, so if you say Kareem, Kobe, Magic, then Kobe is probably now moving above your 10 spot to your 6 or 7 spot because he's going to be over Bird and Magic now.
I got him in my 5. I got Kobe in my 5.
My man.
So all right, so your top
From now
5
on,
is
that's how you
Jordan and
drive.
all Lakers.
No, he wasn't doing all Lakers.
No,
we
we wasn't done.
So that was actually.
I mean, LeBron. I got as much as I talk about LeBron, I got LeBron number 3.
I actually got LeBron number 3, and I am a Kobe fan, and I argue this. This is really hard for me to say, and you got to record it. So it's forever going to be.
He bought him. He bought him. You know what I mean?
I got LeBron. I got LeBron at like that 3rd and 4th spot, but LeBron and Kobe to me is really an argument to me. Who's better? It's all about your choice. I will say that if LeBron was to get one more ring, I would clearly put him like right maybe above Kobe. But I never thought he was a better player than Kobe.
Kobe is one of the greatest mimics we've ever seen in the game.
Everybody mimics.
No, say he's one of the greatest mimics. Like you look side by side, his movement with Jordan, it is identical.
Okay, well, why wouldn't you want to be the best?
Of course, like I said, and I appreciate his game. Like he works relentlessly, and the more stories that keep coming about his work ethic, just increases the lore around this man. Like I said, guys will literally try to wake up 2 hours early to outwork him, just to see he just finished his first workout. Like I said, you got guys just trying to eclipse the lore of a man who did so much in the short amount of time. In the grand scheme of time, that's a short amount of time, and he does so much of an impact. It's hard to really compare that. Like I said, you hate to say it, but you don't have that many players having stories about Magic like that.
Mm.
You hear people talk about Bird. You hear people talk about Bird, how they feared Bird, how literally he was one of the biggest trash talkers in the league.
Magic was one of the best traditional point guards who ever played the game, and being that he was 6'9", he brought a physicality that he could play almost any position on defense.
He did.
So it was rare to see something at that size. So it was kind of a phenom being 6'9" point guard, because that's the center. LeBron is a phenom. Shaq, it's just certain people are phenoms. To be able to move at that size and have the ability that you have, most people don't have. So that's more being a phenom, how you move. Magic you wasn't afraid of Magic the same way you was afraid of Bird, but you have to actually really think about why you would be afraid of Magic. Magic created a whole type of flow to a game.
Yeah,
that is just as deadly as Bird's scoring skills. You have to keep up with him. As soon as Magic gets the ball, he runs. He pushes the floor. The way that pace that he created makes him that much dangerous on offense, because now, an open floor, he is the most lethal person. He's like LaMelo. He's like Jason Kidd. As soon as they get to moving, it's just creativity. And the creativity he brought to the game at that time was a problem. People also forget that Bird almost averaged like 7 assists too at that time. Yeah. And it's just almost similar stats to LeBron. I just think Bird didn't play long enough.
A question for y'all before we close out, because we're running out of time. Mm-hmm. If Steph wins one more ring, can he be squeezed in the top 10?
I definitely think he could, because I like to look at the top 10s in these lists like this. I like to start off with who's the best at that position. Then who's the second best at that position? Is Steph moving Isaiah and John Stockton out of that argument of the number 2 and 3 point guards of all time?
Whoa. Oh,
Pure point guard.
Let's say that for the next
that's
pod.
another conversation.
That's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different conversation.
Fellas, good talking to y'all. Another episode of Unbiased Sport Talk. Man, press the like, subscribe. I see y'all fellas next Wednesday. We already know
hit the bell too. Notifications.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
There you go.